Yes. Hello. Are we live yet? This is always the most awkward moment. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live Q&A session with me, Cedric, the English community manager of Tanki Online. I'm gonna have a number of guests with me tonight, and we're doing one giveaway at least, and possibly a second giveaway, but that depends on how many viewers we get. Okay, let me tell you about the second giveaway first, the one that is still a question mark. We don't know whether that's happening yet. Um, I need to do this giveaway. I need to have um, 2,000 viewers on the live stream. If we get 2,000 viewers on the live stream, I will open a special form where you can fill in your nickname and getting the chance of winning 10,000 crystals. And that's 10,000 crystals for 100 people. So that's a fairly good chance. You know, if we get 2,000 viewers, if we get 2,000 nicknames, that's like 1 in 20 chance of you getting 10,000 crystals. Just like that. So make sure you share the link with your friends and share this live stream. Get as many viewers on here as possible. So maybe you can win 10,000 crystals. So today I'll be answering a number of your questions that you posted on the forum. Some of them we've already answered before. There's some clarification on them. And as I said, we'll also be having a number of interviews. So let's start with the first question. When will we get new hulls? Will there be hull alterations? Here's the thing with hulls, and we've already explained it before. We already have a number of different hulls in different categories. We have light hulls, we have medium hulls, we have heavy hulls. It just doesn't make sense to add more hulls at this point. I mean, what do you want? Another light hull that has the same amount of hit points and the same speed and the same handling? Just doesn't make sense. Eventually, as we had said in our last live stream with Arech, with Hazel Ra, there will be something implemented. There will be a special feature implemented in hulls, and he called them, I think, special characteristics that will give them special functions. And that will really make hulls unique. Once we have that, we might consider implementing new hulls. But until that point, what we have is enough with hulls, so we'll keep it at that. And now, a hot question. What was the point of the daily missions update? If it was to prevent exploits, then the missions can still be exploited in normal battles on empty servers. This is what you're saying. And we answered this in the vlog, and there's really no other answer to it. We did this because we wanted to stop farming in daily missions. There was just too much abuse going on, and unfortunately, it wasn't sustainable. There's really nothing more we can do about this. Let me see whether. So, yeah, it looks like the daily missions update is going to remain as it is. Yes, there are still ways to abuse it in normal battles, but not in such an excessive way as it was being abused in pro battles. And my opinion about the daily missions update. You're asking for my opinion on the daily missions update. Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to agree with the developers here. It might suck for you guys because some of you genuinely played daily missions without abusing them. But unfortunately, the abuse was so rampant that was just hurting the game. Because ultimately, remember, if the game becomes too easy, you as players will suffer. You will get bored, and the game will no longer be fun for you. So it's a necessary evil. And also, when will the mission update be removed? Yeah, so for now, there are no plans to reverse the daily mission update. The daily mission update it seems, is here to stay. Can you allow super missions to be completed in pro battles? Perhaps, sorry, can you allow super missions to be completed in pro battles, perhaps only in public for? No, that's not gonna happen. No, no missions, no daily missions in pro battles. Okay, some good news. Maybe you've seen the update, the news announcement that we just posted an hour ago. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you look at it. Product kits in the shop are now a lot cheaper. So that's some good news for you. I'd like to take a bit of a break from questions now and go into some news about the community. As some of you might know, Dan Slow, who was the forum administrator and esports administrator, has stepped down from his official roles, and he's been replaced in those two roles. The new forum administrator is Cooper, very nice person. She's very active on the forum. You probably see her nickname constantly replying to players and helping players out. I'm really happy to have her on the team. And the new esports admin is Yoast Cool. It's not Juiced Cool, it's Yoast Cool. And again, he's a really cool guy. He's been in the scene for a very long time now, and he's got some great plans for the community. And talking about esports, something really cool happened this week, Tuesday, I think, in the economy category of the Lords of the Points tournament. An international team won the final, and that team is called, I don't know, that's the actual name of the team. I'm going to call them IDK, so to avoid confusion. You should be seeing right now a highlight reel prepared by TS7 Studio. Great guy. He's done a lot of video work for the community, some really high quality work, and I want to thank him here for his great work. On this call with me, I have Resognate, who is a member of IDK, and I'm going to be asking him a few questions about the tournament. So can I have Resognate on the call, please?
Hello.
Hey man, how are you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
All right. By the way, special thanks to Skeletor 275 or whatever the number is, who is our broadcaster, and 18 Skeletor 18 who takes care of the broadcasting and stuff. He's taking care of everything that's happening on screen right now, doing a brilliant job. He's got a monster PC, so if you know where he lives, you can go and steal it. No, I'm kidding. No, he's a great guy. Thanks again, Skeletor. Awesome job. So Resognate. I really have a hard time with your nickname.
That's my name.
So tell me a bit about your experience in the tournament. Was the competition really tough? What kind of teams did you have to face?
Well, at first, when we signed up for the team, we knew that the tournament was going to be kind of tough. And after looking through the whole forum and checking out all the teams, as a team, we decided that the tournament itself is going to be really challenging. We faced a couple of clans like Armenians and Peppers and all those guys.
Armenians were quite a favorite, actually, yeah?
Yeah, they were apparently the favorites for the tournament, yeah. And actually, that was one of the hardest, if not the hardest team we played against in the entire tournament. So that's one big thing.
What made it so hard? Was it their preparation, their tactics? What do you think were they doing really good?
To be honest with you, the short amount of period of time that we had given to practice, to train for the tournament, kind of made it tougher to train. So therefore, these teams put more time and focus into the tactics or the amount of trainings they had, etc.
So you were at a disadvantage as such, because these guys have been playing together for a long time.
Yeah, I guess so. Some of these guys have been in a team before for different tournaments, and yeah, just as a team, yeah.
And what about the final? Tell me about the final. How did that go?
Oh, the final was the craziest game I've played. Out of the whole tournament, it was the craziest game, bro. Really, the first two rounds were absolutely shocking for me because the things that were happening were like unexplainable. Like I couldn't understand why like we had so many random people joining the enemy team and our team, and it was really hard to like get our players into the map so that we could actually play the game normally.
And you
Instead of,
and you actually lost the first round, yeah?
yeah, we lost like by I think it was like 1 point, which is really
How
unfortunate.
did you feel? I mean, were, were you still confident that you might win the match, or did you lose heart? What happened?
I mean, at first we kind of took it like, oh, we lost, like, but it's fine. Like we didn't really get downhearted too much, so we just kept focusing, and then we were just like ready to play the next game. We just fully focused for the next like rounds that were gonna come, and we just gave our best. Like for the next round that happened, we made a new map so that nobody joins it, and we just
And then
played
you
that
beat the
game.
crap out of them. Yeah.
Exactly that, bro. Exactly that.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Really, really great job. Listen, I'd like to hear a bit about the tournament organization. Was it easy for you or difficult for you and your team to register and participate? And what about the tournament referees? Was it easy to communicate with them? Were they nice people? How was everything? Did you have a good experience with the tournament?
Yeah, the experience of the tournament was absolutely amazing. Everybody in our team enjoyed playing the tournament, playing the trainings. Like everything about the tournament, I think was really good. Like I know my team loved it. They absolutely like killed everything. The referees were really good and helpful. Especially a guy called Marcus. The guy really helped us a lot. He helped us with the translations from the Russian to English.
Yeah, actually, I do have to give a special mention to Marcus, who's doing a great job um, helping us integrate Russian esports with EN esports. As you said, he provides all the translations, which is a hell of a job. You know, these translations are long and technical and really boring to translate. So the guy puts a ton of effort into it, and he
Yes.
I can't thank him enough, honestly.
Yeah. So a big shout out for him.
So you recommend? Do you encourage other English teams to participate in these tournaments? Do you think we actually have a chance as teams?
I really do hope more teams sign up for tournaments like these, just because it makes the tournament itself more interesting, and it makes the tournament last longer, which like really gives you that adrenaline of like all these like teams competing and knowing that you might lose like in the next game or in the next two games or something. So it really just like pumps you up for these games. I don't know. I think it's like really good. Like it's a really good thing in Tanki that we have these tournaments. It like really keeps like the active players like going, and the esports thing as itself is like I think is getting better and better as we go.
Do you have any recommendations for players who don't have a team but would like to start participating in esports? What do you recommend they do?
Uh, I recommend like focusing on yourself instead of trying to join a team straight away. Like just focus on yourself, get into a battle, train, spend those couple of hours like a day trying to like figure out what you know, like what you know. I mean, what you know how to play with, what you play the best with, what you play the worst with, and then slowly
So get
like
to know yourself, basically.
yeah, get to know yourself. So like you know how you play and like you can adapt to a team if you do get to join one. So yeah, I just think you just need to like focus on yourself and then like keep pushing yourself to be that better player.
Talking about self-improvement as players, for those listening, I don't know whether you're aware that there's the Tanki Online newspaper that publishes a ton of really cool material, really cool walkthroughs and in-depth guides about all equipment, about leveling up, about budgeting your crystals, and how to use different combos in different maps, strategies. There are video strategies as well. It's all broken up in tiny detail, um, and really there's a ton of information in there. So I do recommend you check out the latest issue. You can find it on the homepage, and check out past issues as well. They're all in the forum, and look them up. Definitely, it will do you a world of good, especially if you want to start playing Tanky in a competitive way.
Yeah, I think
So
those are great.
yeah. So Resonate. thanks a lot for being with us. I really appreciate that, and thanks for your time, and really well done to you and your team. A little surprise for you and your team. I have a list of your teammates, and as a special recognition from the English community for bringing us this honor, I'm giving each of your players 20 gold boxes.
All right, that's amazing, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, bro. I'm sure that everybody will love the gold boxes.
I'm glad, and thanks again. Thanks again for joining us, and thank you and your team for this great honor to the community. And I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, bro. Thank you, bro.
Awesome, guys. Can we have on the chat? Can we have some congratulations messages, some shout outs to IDK? You know, to encourage them even more. Let's see the live chat explode right now. Okay. Okay, talking about esports, I'd like to have Joost on the call now to discuss the future of esports in Tanki Online.
Hello, Cedric.
Hey man, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
Doing great. Got a bit of a cold, as you might have
Oh.
noticed. Joost and I have been talking a lot over the past few days over Skype calls and stuff like that, and chat. Obviously we need to stay very much in contact because there are lots of changes coming. Obviously when there's a change in administration, you know, you need to set new procedures, see what's working, what's not, and stuff like that. So one of the most common questions we get in the forum and everywhere really is what's happening with esports in the English community. And I'm aware that over the past few years esports has pretty much been dead. It was due to a number of unfortunate circumstances and difficulties, and the esports admin being overloaded with too much work. Now that responsibilities have been shifted and new teams are being formed, we're looking into a very bright future for esports and the community. So Joost, what's in store for the English community in terms of esports?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that we are preparing right now for the future. First of all, we've got a Domination Series 2. We've had the first season of that, and we decided we wanted to have a second season of it. Yeah, whenever that is going to be live, we don't know yet exactly, but we're going to wait for Master of Swords definitely before we start that.
Yes, in fact, I'm in talks with the Dance Commander, who is the Russian esports administrator. Maybe we can have a bit of a break with Russian tournaments to slot in the Domination series, because one of the things that I don't really like is that players are forced to choose between one tournament or another, especially when there are two high-profile tournaments. You know, you can't really train for both, so it's important that players have the option.
Exactly, and that's also why we postponed it, because we did plan to bring it earlier, but it's better to postpone now, and I hope the players understand.
Okay. So Domination, what's it gonna be like?
It will be the basics will be the same. We've got a lot of feedback from Domination Series Season 1. We took all that feedback and we tried to translate it to concrete changes in our rules and procedures and everything with it. And I can say that like 80% of that feedback was really useful, and we did implement those. So Domination Series Season 2 will definitely be better. Unfortunately, we were not able, well, it wasn't feasible to have a junior version of the Domination Series Season 2 because the in Season 1 the prizes were kind of taken away by well, good players with all accounts. We want to prevent that in the future, so we're gonna bring a little bit more low-profile tournaments for the littler ranks in our community.
Okay, so basically we're going to be providing a playground for the less experienced teams so that they can improve their skill and get better and be able to eventually be able to compete with the bigger Russian clans, right? Because
Yes.
we're facing players who have been playing together for 3, 4, 5 years. So that goes beyond just personal skill. Skill as a team is just augments all the other players, and we don't really have that in the community. We have some good teams, obviously, as we've seen with IDK, but we really need the smaller teams to have an atmosphere, a place where they can play together and improve together.
Exactly.
So that,
and on top of that, we wanna start with well, the basics aren't really good right now. The clan section isn't looking good. Clans are divided over when they were created, so the date and time. Well, that's obviously not good. So in the future, we're gonna work on having a decent league system in which smaller clans will be more together, which makes it easier for us to create a tournaments for them, and then they can slowly work their way up to our top league and compete with Russians.
so a ranking system, essentially.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. And will that maybe eventually be worked into the Russian ranking system?
That would be something that we have to look into, because right now the Russian ranking system is, as how I saw it, is that it is mainly focused on the biggest clans, and we want to encourage our littler clans right now to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So it could definitely be something for the bigger clans, and so that the smaller clans can work up to the integration with the Russians. But first, I would like to have a English-only league system in which we can then build further.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So that's the final thing is that the most important thing is that we are working with the Russian community and the Russian esports team to facilitate participation as much as possible. Those of you who have participated in the Lord of the Points probably saw the difference in the way we did things this time round. It was a lot easier to register, and we're hoping it will be even easier for the Masters of the Sword tournament. And we'll keep improving processes so that we can facilitate the participation of English speaking teams in Russian tournaments, so that you too can start winning those big prizes. Okay, that's all, Joost. Thanks a lot for being on the call. And
yeah, thank you for having me.
Well done with what you've been doing in the past few weeks, and keep it up.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get back to a few questions. But before that, guys, we still haven't reached my target for the giveaway with 10,000 crystals for 100 players. So please share that link, and if we can reach 2,000 viewers, 2,000 simultaneous viewers, I will open up the form, and you can put in your nickname and have a really good chance of winning 10,000 crystals. So, some more questions. Will there be new maps in Tanki? This is a big maybe. Map design is something that, although it's not complex, it's very time consuming. And right now, our developers are focusing on some other major things. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. But talking about maps, we've got a bit of a surprise. Next week, we'll be celebrating Cosmonauts Day. And obviously, we'll have a lot of goodies in the game. And we'll be bringing back, just for Cosmonauts Day, the Moon Silence map with low gravity. in pro battles only. And we might even have a few additional maps with low gravity in pro battles. So that's a bit of fun for you, and especially for parkourists. And talking about parkour, we have a question about that. Do you plan on adding unlimited supplies, and when will you stop counting kills and deaths in parkour towards ratings? Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Parkour format will remain as it is for now. Might change eventually, but sorry, there's a mosquito in front of me. Might change eventually, but not anytime soon. Talking about parkour, I've got two top people from the best two clans in the community waiting to join our call. We've got Nick from the Flying Parkourists and Swift Smokey from Fight and Flight. Can I have them on the call, please, Fabi?
Hello.
Hey, Nick.
Potato.
That's Swift Smokey. Swift Smokey. Okay, guys. So recently, your two teams were loaned the artillery turret to test it out with parkour, and right now you should be seeing the collaborative video. Now, for those watching, if you don't know, Fight and Flight and the Flying Parkourists have been at each other's throats forever. These are two amazing teams, and they're constantly pushing each other to see who's the best team. And both of them are awesome. You can see from the video here, this was a really proud moment for me and for the community, I think, because these two champions collaborated to bring you this video to entertain the community and to show you just what the artillery turret can do in parkour. So guys, what was your experience with the artillery parkour? Did you enjoy fooling around with it?
Well, of course. I mean, it was a nice experience to get a new turret, to test it out and see something that most of the other players did not actually went to check out. Most went to play with it. We took our time with it and tried to do some parkour with it. And I think we did quite a good job. I don't know, but I would
agree.
say so.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, it was interesting, especially when we were coming up with the tricks. I must say it was especially Derek's from Fight and Flight and Ben from the Flying Parkourists that were working on coming up with most of the tricks. And yeah, it was a special and fun experience for us.
Nice. Give me a second, sorry. Because the German community manager has just chosen to message me right now in the middle of the live stream. Dima, I'm doing a live stream right
Nice
now.
timing.
Tell him to
My
watch it. He might win
plans
the giveaway.
are gonna kill you. He's a great guy. He's a lot of fun to work with. Actually, all of the community managers are really nice people. Sasha, the Russian community manager, is a really sweet person. And then there's Kamil, the Polish community manager. We always joke with him because when he joins our calls, he goes, "Hello." He's got this really weird, funny way of saying hello, and we always joke about it. Anyway, so we were talking about parkour. You did a 1 minute video. How long did it take to come up with that 1 minute of video?
It's a long time. I mean, the trick ideas are not very long to come up with, but they don't come all together. So it's like you come up with the first ideas you have with the turret, and you test it out, you record a few tricks, and by the time you're done with the ideas you had, you already start getting a few new ones.
Yeah, and then implementing them is getting them done is the hard time. So
Yeah,
how long did it take? Hours?
Well, it took us, what, a week? Like a couple of hours each day?
Yeah,
Something
and
like that.
I have to clarify this with the viewers. These guys just got it a few days before. before the event, and I said, guys, I need this video in like 3 days or 4 days.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
we.
get to work.
I remember we were like, there is no way we're gonna get it done, and in the next few hours we already had the 4 tricks recorded. That was
And
awesome.
yeah, and you did great. I mean, I was really blown away. Camille just sent me a private message. He said, "Your hello is not the same as mine." I admit, Camille, you are the master of the hello greeting. Anyway, so guys, great job with the video. Uh, I couldn't be happier, honestly. And for those of you watching, watch out for an upcoming issue with the Tanki Online newspaper, because there's going to be a longer version of the video and a complete walkthrough with explanations of how these guys did the tricks and stuff like that. It's going to be a great read. So do check it out. Before
Yeah, and
guys,
wait
yeah,
a second. And
yeah.
after this, there's gonna be another video, an even longer video of artillery with a few more tricks. That's gonna
As you
be
guys
on.
are having a lot of fun with it, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be on our YouTube channel, so Fight and Flight and the Flying Parkourists. We just can't help it. We have to record all the ideas we have.
Nice, just bring it on, bring it on. And again, a special thanks to TS7 Studio who did the editing on this. Great guy, really nice guy actually. I remember him asking me for spectator mode long way back, and I gave him a really hard time. I give a hard time to everyone for spectator mode. I just don't give spectator mode to anyone. But TS7 Studio kept showing up with amazing material and amazing videos and really cool stuff, and saying, look, this is what I'm doing. And what convinced me to give him spectator mode wasn't just the good quality of work that he produces, but it's also his great attitude. He's a really great guy. And from time to time, I like to tease him that I'm going to take away his spectator mode just to terrorize him. Like a week ago, I think I Skyped him and I said, "Man, are you here?" Yeah. He said, I said, "Man, I'm really angry at you. I'm going to take away your spectator mode." I said, "No, why? His poor guy was panicking. And I said, no, I'm just joking with you. I'm a cruel guy. He's, again, big thanks to TS7 Studio for the awesome work. Guys, thanks a lot for being with us. Before you go, I have a bit of an announcement. TFP have had Phoenix, have the Phoenix paint, and they fully deserve it. They're great guys. They've done a lot for the community. They've entertained. Cedric is bullying. Someone left a comment. They really deserve it for all the work that they've done over the years. But I think Fight and Flight have been doing a great job in the few months that they've been showing up regularly. So I believe that TFP will keep the Phoenix paint because they deserve it. They deserve to keep it. But it's time for Fight and Flight to also get the Phoenix paint. So congratulations, Fight and Flight. Yes, OMG, paint for F and F. Chat is going crazy. So give us a big shout out on the chat. Are you happy, Swift Smokey?
Yeah, I'm happy. I really appreciate that a lot. But one thing I have to say is that I'm not sure if we're gonna use Phoenix just because the paint is kind of the identity of the group, So it's like our color is white, so we would prefer if we can have something white.
Unfortunately, I cannot
anyway,
secondary paint, but at least you will have the honor of having.
Yeah.
But that's,
anyway,
that's a very much.
I appreciate that a lot. I really thank you for the support and that you've been showing all the way, not just now. Cedric was supporting us all the way, and really thankful for that. And
And now you know why I wanted to strangle you yesterday on Skype. I'm thinking, whoa! Okay, just a little behind the scenes. There was a small misunderstanding yesterday between me and Swift Smokey. It was something I said, and he took it wrong. We were both very tired because he had been working for like 14 hours. I had been working for 12 hours and 12 hours the day before and 12 hours the day before. Both very tired, and it happens, unfortunately. And he misunderstood something I said. I misunderstood something he said, and and it happens, and I tend to lose my patience very quickly.
Yeah.
So, okay, thanks a lot, guys. Great job, and looking forward to seeing more videos.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for the invite.
You're welcome. Oh, by the way, TFP were totally on board with you guys getting the paint, so they feel you deserve it, even though they think that you're not as good as they are. But that's
Oh,
debatable.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
No, I know. I'm just trying to pick a fight between you.
Oh, thanks. That's what a true community manager would do. Like,
No,
yeah.
guys, look. Honestly, I want you to keep competing. I want you to keep pushing each other to bigger heights, literally and figuratively. You both of your teams have great potential. You're really creative, and you're a lot of fun and really nice people. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep it obviously a healthy competition, but do keep competing. You know, keep pushing each other. Keep pushing each other all the
Make
way.
a competition for us then.
Oh, I will. Actually, this is something I've been thinking about for a long time. Doing mini events with parkour, not Masters of Parkour. Masters of Parkour is something that should remain once a year. But I'd like to see more people getting involved with parkour, because ultimately, battles are fun, but when you can think outside the box and do something different, parkour can be a ton of fun, and I'd love to see more players getting involved in that. So if anyone has any ideas, any suggestions of what we could do with these mini contests, do hit me up and send me a message or whatever, or we'll create a thread where you can get your ideas going. We can do some sort of maybe a reality TV thing with parkour, where we give challenges, kind of like what we did with Masters of Parkour, with the time challenges, but on a smaller scale. But anyway, we'll see where that takes us. So thanks a lot, guys, for being here, and let's move on to the next questions. When will the clan update happen? Expansions, new features. Unfortunately, guys, there's no definite date for now for the clan features, and there's a reason for that. Right now, our developers are focusing exclusively on getting the HTML5 version going. As you might already know, Flash is on its way out as a technology, and although Flash has still some time left to live, we don't want to risk it. So we're moving into the HTML5 client and the HTML5 version, and there's a lot of preparation that has to happen with that. First of all, we don't know what kind of bugs will come out. We don't know how that will function. We have to rework the whole engine, and it's a ton of work. So that's what our devs will be working on almost exclusively over the coming months. More questions. Why do XTs never have sales on the items or their MUs? This is something that we've already gone into in the last live stream. The thing with XT items is that, as it is, all they are replicas of the current turrets and hulls, okay? And it doesn't make sense to get you to invest, to encourage you to invest in these turrets and hulls, these XT items, because ultimately the plan is to take those XT items and turn them into skins, just like they did with Tanki X. So basically, they will be essentially glorified paints, and you won't have to micro upgrade them. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to get you to invest more on that. And in fact, people here are asking, some of you who followed the last live stream, what are the plans for XT items? Will they be merged with normal items, and will we lose micro upgrades when that happens? If you've already micro upgraded your XTs, we will find a way to integrate that into what you have and make it so that you don't lose out on what you had purchased. Now, another hot question: why were the prices for M3 micro upgrades increased by many times while the price of the steps themselves stayed the same? Here's the thing. First of all, the reason we did what we did with the micro upgrade steps was that the steps themselves were so small that people weren't seeing a noticeable change when doing a micro upgrade. So you're spending crystals and you can't really see the difference in the game. That didn't make sense. Now, with fewer steps, you can see a bigger difference. So you know where your crystals are being spent. The thing with speed ups is speed ups are a luxury. So micro upgrades are a necessity, speed ups are a luxury. So that's something that should cost more as a luxury. Strictly speaking, to give an analogy, if you want to get from A to B, you can take the bus and it will take you there, or you can buy a Ferrari and get there. The choice is up to you, as long as you can afford it, obviously. But if you want to travel in luxury, if you want to do something in luxury, if you want a better experience out of it, then you're gonna have to pay more. And that's what speed ups are. You know, if you want the luxury of owning the step sooner, then you have to pay for it. That's the way it works. Would you add Wasp and Fire format and crystal boxes? No. We've answered this many times before. Wasp and Fire just doesn't make sense in the game. It's strictly for farming kills. It's strictly for power leveling, if you will. There's no fun in it. There's no technique in it. There's no tactical element to it. It's just there to be abused. So no, that will not happen. And crystal boxes, we removed crystal boxes for a very important reason, because they were a distraction to battles, especially team battles. As soon as a crystal box dropped, and we're not talking about gold boxes here. Gold boxes don't happen too often, but crystal boxes used to drop very frequently. And you'd have a team that's performing well, crystal box drops, one of the players decides to go after the crystal boxes and just messes up the team, and that's something that we didn't want to happen. Would you, Cedric, like to host the vlog? Yes, very much so. The thing is, as you can see right now, I have a very crappy camera, and the atmosphere around me isn't exactly conducive to hosting a vlog. It might happen eventually under different conditions, but maybe. Okay, another question. Now that there's artillery turret, why don't you make 4-slot resistance modules? Here's the thing with resistance modules. Resistance modules. Sorry, my tongue is just seizing up. Resistance modules should be a tactical thing, a tactical choice, not a blanket protection. There's another thing. If we had to create 4-slot modules, they would be extremely expensive, and on another downside, they would make 3-slot modules obsolete. But the main reason is that with 4-slot protection modules, many players would become incredibly hard to kill. And this means they would be killed less often, there would be less kills per minute, and the battle fund growth would slow down drastically. One of the main features of Tanki Online, and it's what the battle fund depends on, is the short lifespan that you have in Tanki Online. You're playing for 10 seconds, boom, you're killed. You play for 20 seconds, boom, you're killed. 30 seconds, 45 seconds tops, and you're killed. And that's what keeps the battle fund growing. If we go too much into protective modules, if we create protective modules that give too much of a blanket protection, that is going to affect the rate of the battle fund growth in a negative way. So we don't want that. Now, okay, that pretty much covers most of the top questions that we have, and we're at the 45-minute mark now, and I don't want this stream to become too long. Let me give you some news about what we're working on. I've already mentioned Cosmonauts Day. That's coming up next week, so watch the news. I'm not gonna reveal what we're gonna have on that, but there are some cool things coming. We're working on a new chat and news section. The chat section or the clan chat section. We're working on integrating that with an in-game announcements that you get. When you get in-game announcements and you accidentally close them, that's really annoying. We're working on a system where you will always have access to those past news items. We're also working on cheaters, on eliminating cheaters. I know we've been saying this for a very long time, and many of you maybe don't believe it, but we actually have now a dedicated guy. He's one of our best programmers, a very tenacious guy, and he's working specifically on eliminating the cheater problem and the hacker problem, and also the critical errors. That's another guy working on critical errors. By the way, I'd really love to hear your feedback on critical errors, whether you think the situation has improved or not. We've had some very positive feedback actually, but do let me know in the live chat section whether you think the situation has improved. More future updates. We're planning on having eventually M0 alterations, which is something we've talked about in the past. These will be purely cosmetic alterations. They will change the color of your shot, and there will be a number of them, and they will function basically like paints. There will be common ones, and then there will be the more expensive ones. So there should be a lot of variety for that. Another exciting thing that should be coming your way once we settle down with the HTML5 version is the mobile version for Tanki Online. And again, this is something we've been talking about for a long time, but it just never seems to happen because we always refocus our resources on something else. No, but this time we're pretty much set on it. We've been running tests and trying to improve frame rate and functionality. So it looks like it should happen. I should have do it having exposure. Okay. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to say about the mobile version. Before we have the mobile version, we need to implement the matchmaking system. And the reason for this is that the mobile version will be based on the matchmaking system, because when you're playing on mobile, you don't want to spend time looking for battles. You just want to go in there, push the button, and play. So that will precede the mobile version. Once we have the matchmaking system in place, we can finally roll out the mobile version. Won't happen right away, but it will take some time. And obviously, the matchmaking system is something that we've been talking about for a long time. Again, now, and it's what will enable us to finally get rid of the mult abuses and mult's problem once and for all. And a final bit of news: we have a special team member now working on a special mechanism to start organizing more giveaways. You know, the giveaways with the Magnum turret and the Striker turret. We have someone in the team who's developing a special program to do more of these giveaways now. So expect more of those in the future. So let me see whether there are some questions from the live chat now. Wow. Okay, slow down. And by the way, guys, I'm still waiting for us to get more subscribers. If we don't get 2,000, sorry, more viewers. If we don't get 2,000 viewers, there's no way I'm gonna do the second giveaway. I do have a giveaway anyway, though. Do you plan on making M4 alliterations? I think you mean alterations. M4 alterations, no. And probably not even M3 alterations. Thing is that we'd rather focus on the special characteristics for hulls. So that's not gonna happen. That's probably not gonna happen, let's say. Okay. I hate idiot leggers when gold box. What? Okay. I'm watching you explain the new updates area, and the hackers won't be doing anything this year, no problem. Oh, gonna make re-enter the game. Please. Will you increase the battle fund in bigger maps? Well, I can suggest it to the developers, but the thing is, when you have bigger maps, you tend to have bigger players, so the battle fund is gonna be bigger. Said is not the broadcaster. No, I'm not the broadcaster. When is the clan currency coming so players can join the clan? As I said, clan updates are still in the work. We don't have a definite date yet. First, we need to sort out the HTML5 version, because without that, there's nothing. If Flash goes away, we'll have to depend exclusively on the game client, which is not an ideal situation. So we want to get that HTML5 version sorted out as soon as possible, so that everyone can have their mind at ease that they can play Tanki Online on their favorite browser or the client as they wish. Why is there no tornado? Wow, what happened? What about Moon Silence? As I said, Moon Silence is coming back for Cosmonauts Day with the reduced gravity, so it should be a lot of fun. Cedric adding a spin and win wheel instead of daily missions, then players won't have to maintain the weeks or the chains. No. Daily missions are there to reward persistence in players, and regularly showing up. So spin wheel or lottery, no. We have enough contests as it is. We have the newspaper contests are regularly. We have regular contests in the vlog, regular contests on the website. So no, I don't think we should add another random way of giving away prizes. What about the Masters of the Sword tournaments? Oh, that's starting. So I think registrations are already open. Joost, can you confirm?
I'm sorry. Come again.
Masters of the Sword tournament registrations are open, yeah?
They're closed now.
They closed now, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The Russian esports team is processing the registrations now, and it's expected that tomorrow the schedules will come out.
Nice. Okay. Sorry, I've been a bit out of touch over the past 3 days. Too busy. Is there anything new coming for XP tournament? Joost, do you want to take that?
XP tournament. Well, in Domination Series there will be a format which features XP. But there are no plans yet for an XP only tournament.
Okay. Is there any chances of SLTV coming back in Flash Tanki? No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Who is Tanki XCN community manager? That would be Alexander Sirbu. His nickname is, what's his nickname? God, forgot. Artcore. Very nice guy. Chatted with him many times. Really, really helpful. And we collaborate as well on the Tanki X vlog, by the way. Is that the Tanki X developer's diary goes through a bit of through a long process. First, there's Daria, who is the Russian TX community manager, who does the script, and Kasim works on it with her. Then it goes through me to check the script quality and everything, and then Alex Sirbu translates it from Russian to English, and then I work on that. So we collaborate a lot. Big shout out to Sirbu if he's watching. I call him Sirbuteron. Anyway, how about you shut up and buy a life? I don't need to buy a life, actually. I have a life, unlike you, apparently. TS7 Studio, how did you come to know about this game, Cedric? Yeah, actually, I was approached a few years ago by the company because they were looking for a proofreader and a script and a copywriter. So I was approached for that. I took on a contractual job with the company, and then eventually I started getting more involved. And well, I just realized I'm moving my hands way too much. Sorry about that. And eventually I became community manager. But it was the company that approached me first. Cedric, can you make a feature where you can talk to your teammates with headsets? Can you make a feature where you can talk to your teammates? Well, that's not something we're going to do in the game. There are many kinds of software out there that you can use for communicating with your teammates. It just doesn't make sense for us to produce that and to reinvent the wheel. Loads of free software out there. I mean, you could use Skype. That's what we're using right now. But again, there's software that's specifically dedicated to esports teams, so you can use that. TO lol, very insightful. Will there be a contest where players can create some new maps like earlier? I don't think so, but I can't exclude it really. And the thing is, even when players create maps, it still needs to go through our developers, and they need to work extensively on it, because maps don't just have to be pretty; they have to be balanced as well, and that's the real hard part of it. Making a pretty map is all well and good, but the hard part is getting it balanced. Why can't players with a pro pass create a non-pro battle? Missions can't be done sometimes. You don't need to create a non-pro battle. Just push the battle button or select one from the list. What about Striker Magnum alterations? Those will take some time to arrive. As I said, we're focusing on the HTML5 version, but we'll get Striker and Magnum alterations. Don't worry about that. Are you planning on increasing XT statistics slightly because it's unique? As I said, no. No, we're not doing anything else with XTs. XTs will become skins. There's no sense in getting you to invest more crystals in them than you already have done. Is the drug kit ever coming back? No idea. Where do you live? Malta. I live in Malta. It's a small island south of Italy in the Mediterranean Sea. So, Cedric, you love to play this game? Okay, let me be completely honest with you here. I work many hours a day on this game at a stretch. Yesterday I worked 12 hours the day before. Sometimes it's just 8 hours. But I spend a lot of time working on Tanki Online and looking at tanks. So in my free time, the last thing I want to see is a tank. I think you appreciate that. I still play, don't get me wrong, but I'm a lousy player. I have fun when I play, but I tend to play usually when I have a more relaxed day. So I'll say, okay, today I only worked 8 hours. I can afford to play for 45 minutes. You know, it won't melt my brain if I do that. So yeah, I enjoy it, but I don't play it very often. Cedric fixed the kits in the garage. They are not in there. Can someone confirm this, please? And if so, we'll get to it. Maybe if Kamil is listening, our Polish community manager, maybe he can report to customer support. I can't check it myself right now. Battle button you will get in really bad map. No. The battle button will not send you in a really bad map. The battle button will send you in a map that has players. First of all, that is in the format that you chose. So deathmatch, team deathmatch, whatever, and players that are in your similar level. If there aren't players in your similar level, in a level similar to yours, you should stay in the battle, stick it out, and wait for more players to join, because more players will join. But if you leave the battle, then you're just going to keep going to new battles and never find people to play with. So stay in there, give it a few minutes, and people will start to show up. The knockback of the Rico and Twins is too strong. Will you reduce it? We'll see. It's something that we need to analyze. Look, the thing is, we are constantly monitoring the situation with equipment, with turrets and with hulls and modules. We're constantly seeing what equipment people are using. If too many people are using the same type of equipment, it's usually an indication that it's overpowered. And if too few people are using a particular type of equipment, it means that there's a problem. And we're constantly looking into the statistics and trying to understand what's happening. Hazel is an avid player of Tanki Online. He's put in thousands of hours, not just in Tanki Online, but in other games. So he understands games in a very intimate way. And even though you might not agree with his decisions sometimes, or maybe most of the times, what the guy does makes sense in the long run. He gave an example in the last live stream where he joined us in the last live stream. If your arm is hurting you, you don't go to the doctor and say, amputate my arm. You go to the doctor and you say, my arm is hurting. And then it's up to the doctor who has the expertise to give you the medication. But you don't go to the doctor and prescribe the medication yourself. It just doesn't make sense. Okay. Oh, okay. Nick is asking me on Slack. I don't know where else to reach you than here. Lol. A lot of players are asking who God Mode On is. Should I go? Should you suck? I swear. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you could have given me a bit of, but anyway, don't worry about it. A lot of players are asking who God Mode On is. Well, we can't tell you who God Mode On is. That's a secret. It's a state secret. It's a secret. Forget it. Yes, do it. But anyway. Live streams, I swear. Cedric, I'm from Malta too. My nickname is Shkambri. Proseġ bin ta' xogħol li tagħmel, keep it up. All right, dude. Hello, Jamie. When will you leave Tanki? Wow, you're fed up on me already? I don't know. I mean, I'm having fun here. The job is fun. I'm really enjoying it. Cedric, how about you shut up and don't get allowed because you already have one? Okay, Israel. Thanks. Where were you working before? Well, I had a ton of different jobs actually. I was a TV producer for a while. I worked for a top local production company called Where's Everybody. Though since there are Maltese people among you, you know Where's Everybody from Sharabank. I used to produce the program called TVM with Norman Vella. It was a few years ago. Really, it was a great experience. I used to work in a casino as well as a games dealer, which is not as glamorous as you might think. It's actually a really, really demanding job, and sometimes very frustrating job, because you're constantly surrounded by people who are upset and losing money. In fact, I swore to myself that I would never work in a gambling establishment ever again. And then I was door-to-door salesman as well. When are new XT coming? XT items coming? We won't have XT items. Cedric, you're a noob, a good pro noob. Destroy P-Dogs. I will get you for that. Destroy P-Dogs. I swear I will get you for that. Okay. Create a battle options where players can't use the same turret or hull. Maybe, but I don't really see the point for this, because what, you're gonna be stuck with Mehmet and Freeze? That would be fun? I don't think so. Where are the product kits in the guide? Again, we're checking. What about the next mission update? Well, what about it? We've already made an announcement. Will Semyon Kirov come back? No. I very much doubt it. Semyon has moved on. He's got a new job. He's been in that job for a year now. Actually, a year and 5 days, because I took over on April 1st. And he's very happy. I'm happy for him. He's a great guy. When he came to Malta, we had a great time together. Took him to a ton of good restaurants. We ate a lot. Will you return PaySafe to many countries? Again, this isn't something that I can easily answer. Payment methods, we don't choose the payment methods as such. What we do is we make deals with payment service providers, who will then provide those payment services to us. So there will be a payment service provider who offers the PaySafe option, or a payment service provider who offers this list of gift cards. And it's not always easy to strike a deal. Actually, it's a really complicated procedure to strike a deal with these companies. A very lengthy legal procedure. And most of the time, they wouldn't offer that service in all countries, which is why we have certain payment options in certain countries and not in others. Noob update missions. Tom K. Very eloquent. Wonderful. Should write a book. Why couldn't you do private pro battles with non-XP? It would be more good for farming. I don't get it. Sorry. Cedric, you playing right now? No. As I said, I'm a really bad player, and if I had to try to play right now while trying to speak with you, I'd get nowhere. Listen, we've got to. We're at the 1 hour 10 minutes. Cedric, you're the best CM ever. Thank you. Okay, I will forgive you. Destroy P-Dogs. I will wait. Cedric is noob. I'm a noob. Everyone is a noob. Okay. Okay. We're almost at the 1 hour, one and a quarter hour mark, and I did promise a giveaway. So if you watched the last vlog, I think we mentioned that we were giving away 3 Magnum turrets, full micro-upgraded Magnum turrets, to people who had caught 5,000, 10,000, and 50,000 gold boxes in the April Fool's event. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull out the winners now. How do you say it? Anyway, Fabi, I'm gonna share my screen right now. Okay. So this is. Do you see it? Is it visible? Yeah. Okay. So basically, what you're seeing right here is a software that we use to pull out a random number of a list. And what I'm gonna do is I have a list of all those who did 5,000, who caught 5,000 gold boxes, 5,000 crystal gold boxes, and we're gonna choose from them randomly and find out who won the first Magnum turret. And by the way, we have 9,296 people who caught a 5,000 crystal gold box. Fabi, can you confirm that it's working? Okay, so this is the list. You should be able to see it here. And out of 9,000, first I'm gonna pick the first 1,000, okay? And then we'll narrow it down to 500, and then to 50, and then to 20, and then to 1, okay? So the first 1,000. Well, this is taking a while. By the way, we only had 15 people who caught 50,000 gold boxes, 50,000 crystal gold boxes. So this should get interesting. Did you guys enjoy the April Fool's event? You have a good time? Give me a shout out in the chat box. Oh, MFG, I saw myself. Wrecked you. Okay. Best of luck with that. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. So we have our first 1,000. Can you see them? Bobby? Okay. These are the first 1,000 here. I'm gonna scroll through them quickly. Yeah, actually, no. It will take forever. So we'll take this list and put them in the first list, and we're gonna narrow it down now to 500. Okay, that's the short list of 500. Put it into the main list. We're gonna shortlist them now to 100. Now things are getting serious. Kerketi 11. Ng'ichao. I have no idea how to say that. Salt plier. Dadozap. Aeon. CTF. Sniper Death. Nice. Let's narrow them down to 20 players. Now we're getting really serious. Do you see yourselves? Anyone see yourselves there? Five players. Kist Evader 2, Destroyer Tanko 5, K for Waiko TO, Gago 1999 Gago, YouTube Butailuk. And the winner of out of those 5 is YouTube Butailuk. Nice. Well done. I just need to have a double check here. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for now. Erwin, what's that? Sorry. Yeah, I should be on camera, yeah? Okay, cool. I just need to check in help desk our system to make sure that the player is the nickname is correct. Yep, we have him. Good. And I need to write this down somewhere, otherwise I'll forget. Winners. Good. Let's move on to the 10,000 gold box winners. Oh, capturers, whatever. What do you call them? Capturers? Gonna share my screen again. We have 3,689 people who caught a 10,000 crystal gold box. $3,000. Let's bring them down to 1,000 first. And in the meantime, Bishal Subedi asks, are you planning to put buyer players and non-buyers in a different server? By the way, nice hair. At first I thought your wife was talking. that was below the belt. No, we're not gonna put buyers and non-buyers on different servers. People will keep people will play on the same servers always. And this one's for Nick. Joko says, Nick Noob, I love you. A warrant officer 3-1? Yeah, why not? When will you cut your hair? I don't know. My wife loves it like that. It's kind of annoying at this point, but yeah, if she loves it like that. Cedric mentioned me. I'm your #1 newspaper reporter. That's from Savage. Whether that claim is actually true or not remains to be seen. But no, actually, Savage has written some really nice articles. Do check them out. Okay, we have our first selection of 1,000. Scroll through them really quickly. Maybe you can spot yourselves. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Okay. So, 1,000, bringing them down to 500. Bro, please tell me when is the next sales. I don't know. Well, actually, I know. I'm not gonna tell you though, because I'm evil like that. Do 60% sale into Yo. 60%? Yeah, no, not gonna happen. I doubt it. Okay, we have our short list of 500. I'm gonna call out a few names, just so you know that you're there. Is Sharp Pain, 91072. Maybe that's a sequel to Beverly Hills 90210. I don't know. If anyone is even old enough to remember that series. God, I feel old now. There's WebH2 and Gold Taker Master. Quite a reputation to live up to. Gabriel BR123. Kaban 5658. Bez Dohata. I hope that's not a swear word. Let's see. VIP Gold. and Bessie 111. Okay, let's bring these down to 100. Maxillar 2, Equilibrium. Good name for parkour, that one. VIP Gold is still with us. Agent World. You guys recognize yourselves here? Who is on the call? Will this be uploaded as a video? Yes, this will be available as a video. You'll be able to see the replay. And on the call, there's myself, Cedric, the English community manager. And we also had Nick from TF, from the Flying Parkourists, and Swift Smokey from Fight and Flight. We had Resignate from the team called I Don't Know, who won the economy category in the Lord of the Points tournament. And we had Joost Kool as well, from who is the EN Esports administrator. Is Tanki Thinking Challenge coming back? I don't know, maybe. We have our short list of 100, and we're gonna bring them down now to 50. And there's Vegan 64. Griog and Deda 32, MLM Core, Agent World, Girl Gamer 122. Anyone here? Cedric, read this. I'm a moron. Destroy Pedox, I swear. You're gonna pay for this. Bringing them down to 10. So we have Triada, Agent World, Meruhan Loresian, Claude, guys, why do you want to make my life so impossible? Seriously. 151515 Max, Peg Kurpok, Gagdd, Vip Gold, King Vulture. Guys, please, just pick something that is easy to pronounce. Seriously, how do you guys even refer to each other or to yourselves in the game? Oh, my nickname is how do you do that? Anyway, 10, bringing them down to, let's bring them down to 3 this time. Agent World, Triada, Divvg, and one of them is going to get a fully micro upgraded Magnum turret. And let's see who it's going to be. Are we going to have tiers like the Miss Universe thing? You could like give them a podium and, oh my god, I'm so happy, I can't believe it. Okay, I'm ranting now. That's not good. And it's undefined. What the hell? Yes, okay. Undefined means that it doesn't give a result. And the winner is DivFGHJ. Congratulations, man or woman, or whatever gender you are. Because, by the way, we tend to say man a lot in Tanki Online. It's not really fair. You know, it doesn't make sense. We've got quite a few female tankers, actually. So, DivFGHJ, if you're a girl, let us know. So we'll be happy for you. Okay. And that's taking a note. And now the 50,000 ones. And remember, we only have 15 of these. Only 15 people caught a 50,000 crystal gold box. So from 15, we're gonna drop them to 10. So we're gonna eliminate 5. And these are the 10 shortlisted players. We've got Metalista BR, which I assume is a Brazilian player. It would be really cool actually to have a Brazilian player win this. Undefined. Okay. Book, top, Julia 222, Dagestan 05, Russia 05, Razna, whatever. I Born to Win, Lasha Gurushidze, Salex 12819, Pejikabod or Pehikabod, Pehizabod, whatever. Bringing them down to 5. And let's bring them down to 1. Oh, no, not the undefined result again. That's not really a nickname, by the way. And the winner is Pehikabod or Pejikabod with the weird numbers on the side. Congratulations. Oh God, really? So Skype screen is
Just
Yeah, anyway.
stop the share screen and start again.
Okay, let's stop the shot. Let's stop the. Oh God, I'm stuttering now. Stop sharing and share screens again. And basically, that's our winner. The screen is frozen. Video got struck. Hola. Screen freeze. What? Nothing is happening. Screen is frozen. Screen freeze! People are panicking because the screen is frozen. Did you answer the question about missions? Yes, I answered like 2,000 questions about missions. Lol, who was that? I don't know. I'm getting a local video on the screen. Ha ha ha. Potato, Swift Smoky as always. You see Potato, you know Swift Smoky. His life is potato. He has potato blood in his blood. And that was Cedric. Yeah. Why does chat commands? Wow. Okay. Wow. Going too fast. If you must blink, do it now. Strings, the 3 strings on her banjo, whatever the heck it is. Big way. Okay, but chat is just insane now. What was the name of the team that won the Lord of the Points tournament? Okay, you want me to say I don't know just to make fun of me, or are you genuinely asking me who the the winning team was? The name of the winning team is I don't know. IDK for short, so we'll just go with IDK. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing now though. Okay, guys, that's okay. That's pretty much it. I think we can wrap it up. We've been at it 90 minutes now. I really want to thank everyone for joining here, for being on the live stream. I hope you had fun. I would have liked to see more viewers to do the giveaway, but you know, tough luck. Special thanks to Skeletor 20559. 18, it's 18. Skeletor 18, but he keeps changing his number. Sometimes it's 18, so and sometimes it's 16. So maybe we could do 18 plus 16. That would be 34. Skeletor 34, just to capture both nicknames. And TS7 Studio for the awesome video work and the little animated GIF that we had on at the beginning. And by the way, if you go to my special thread, the Cedric's virtual office, there's the screenshot, the animated GIF with the Rio skyscraper and Cedric's virtual office going around. That's TS7's work as well. They did a great job with that. So thanks again, TS7, for doing the videos on really short notice, doing a great job with those. And thanks to our guest Resonate from the team IDK, who won the Lords of the Points economy category. Well done. And they're also getting 20 gold boxes each. Do remind me to do that because I've got a terrible memory. And special thanks to Nick from the Flying Parkourist and to Swift Smoky from Fight and Flight, who will also be getting the Phoenix Paint. Thanks to the great work, and thanks to Yo School, our esports administrator. Also, big shout out to our moderators who have been helping out with the chat. And shout out to Cooper as well, our new forum administrator, doing a great job. Dropped her in a bit at the deep end there, but she's handling it great. And chat mods as well, and all the helpers, newspaper, Aragon from the Creative League, and who else? Guys, I'm gonna end up forgetting someone, and I really don't want to do that. All our esports team, everyone, whatever, all of you guys, I really love you. And thanks for all the help. So next week should be a regular vlog, so watch out for that. There will be some cool news on that as well. And take care. By the way, the magnums will be handed out. The magnums will be handed out probably tomorrow morning, okay? Because now I need to go and crash on a bed for 24 hours. Thanks a lot for being with us, and bye.